Hello there, planner friends. Nice to see you all again. Well, technically, I don't see you, but you know what I mean. Nice to have you join me yet again for another video. I thought I would share with you what I've been doing in the month of August with my planner and what my plans are for September. So, buckle up. Let's get going. You see two planners here. One is a personal size Leuttchturm, one is a pocket size Gilio. And as you guys know, I've been struggling. I don't think struggling is not the right word. That's too strong of a word. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with my planners for my new empty nester life that I have. And if you watched last week's video, you saw that most of my work related stuff is done currently in a 7x9 Erin Condren notebook, and it's bullet journal style. I've used various notebooks. If you want to see that that video, I'll link it in a card at the top there if you haven't already seen it. But my personal planning tends to be much more minimalist, I guess is the right word. I don't know. Minimalist, you're going to laugh in just a minute if you remember me saying that now when I show you what I'm doing for September. But anyway, I've been trying to figure out what do I want to do for planning now that I'm not keeping up with teenagers, and it's just me and my husband, and my schedule, to be honest, is fairly, I don't want to say limited, but there's just not a lot when you work from home. Not a lot of going and doing. So anyway, all of that to say, I've been in the personal rings. I have made the decision that rings are my thing. I am going to try very, very, very hard. I'm looking at you, Sam and Lisa, to not be tempted with Hobonichi or Wonderland 222 or that gorgeous new sterling ink planner. I'm not buying, trying not to buy a bound book for next year because I never stick with them for very long. So I'm trying to just continuously remind myself that that rings are my thing, whether it's a personal, whether it's a A6, whether it's a pocket, whether it's an A5. I can't imagine that I would go back to A5 right now, but regardless, I'm trying to remind myself that rings are what makes me happy. Rings are where I feel the most in control and the most where I have all my ducks in a row. And as much as I love the romanticism of a bound book where you have everything all in one place, and you know, that row of bound books on your bookshelf at the end of the year, and all the years passed in one place, I just never stick with it. It just doesn't work for my lifestyle. I like it in my head, but I don't like it in reality. It doesn't work. So I'm trying really hard to resist the lure of the bound book launches that are going on right now and just focus on what I know works for me, which, if you've watched my videos in the past, you know that is the diyfish inserts and in my rings. So for the month of August, I have been in this lovely Leuttchturm teal. And as a matter of fact, I had to laugh last night. My husband was like, "You really like that color, don't you?" Because I happen to have the personal, the pocket, and the A6 out for something, and he said, "Yeah, I reckon you like that one." I was like, "Yeah, this is my favorite color for the Leuttchturm." So I've been in this beautiful teal Leuttchturm. I have changed my planner covers about 47 times the month of August, but it's been fun because I have them. I can. It's a 2-minute process to open the rings, take everything out, move it over, close the rings, copy the stuff out of my pockets and put it in, and presto, you know, Matilda has a new dress. So this is the one that I have stayed in, I think, the longest, and I like. And I know, as much as everybody has been going crazy over the new veg tan leather, and I have one. I have the espresso, if you have seen my video with my review of that. But I will be honest with you, I really like the pebbled leather. I like how soft it is. I like how the more you use it, the more it starts to wrap around your pages. I like the pebbled texture. So I really hope that they don't drop this line in favor of the veg tan. I hope that they have the resources to have both, because I really like these and I like the new colors that they've come out with. And I'd like to continue to add to my collection. So for the month of August, this is what I was in. I've already cleaned out my pockets and done a little bit of cleanup in here, but I thought I would show you just a quick look at what August looked like in here before I talk about September. So here's my month at a glance. All the decoration is Cocoa Daisy. I am back subscribing to Cocoa Daisy. I had taken a break for about 9 months or a year, and I'm really happy to be back enjoying the style and the colors and the artwork and all of that. After having not used it for a while, I was starting to miss it. So this is my month at a glance for August, and then flipping over to my August divider. This is from the Cocoa Daisy kit as well. This was an SM Plans printable that I thought the colors were really well, and I just like the flowers, so I put it in here too, even though I didn't really need it. I like it. And this is a Sunday start, this is a Monday start. Sunday starts always confuse me because I'm so used to Monday start now, so that was another reason why I printed that and put it in here. So here's my, like I said, this layout works for me. This week on this side and the grid on this side, that I can do whatever I want, a to-do list, notes, menu plans, trackers, whatever. This layout works for me. Now you might be asking, well, why wouldn't you do it in weeks? And I go back to rings work for me. I've tried weeks, I've used weeks. I actually have videos I've shared my weeks setup. I never make it more than a couple of months. I think the longest I've made it in a weeks is 4 months. And that was when my stepdad had just passed away. I was back and forth to my mom's pretty frequently, on the road a lot, and I just really didn't have the mental space for anything other than the bare minimum, and the weeks worked great. But as soon as my life started to return a little bit to normal, I went right back into my rings. So here's my here's just a quick look. The daily pages, I use these just as almost like a bullet journal. Well, not almost, like my version of a bullet journal. And I just put all my notes in here. I've been doing more and more journaling, you'll see as I flip through these pages, and that I really like. I've actually enjoyed the bigger space of the personal, so I had room to do that, and kind of walk through my day. At the end of the day, I take my planner with me to bed, and I like to just sit down and journal. Some days I wrote more, some days I wrote less, but it was nice to do that. You'll also notice that I've got more stickers on here, and that's just because the artwork with the Cocoa Daisy kit this month was so pretty. I wanted to try to use and not hoard, so I tried to use. And so this is from the Weeks kit, and I trimmed this just a smidge to stick it up here, and then used the stickers over here. And I like the effect. I like how it looks. Not too much, but just a little pop of color. Not a whole lot of journaling here because I had a migraine this week. Yeah, so here, this was last week, so a little bit more in terms of the notes. I was hungry one day and I started writing down all these different things that I thought I wanted to cook. Now, remember, it's just my husband and I here, so yeah, I'm going to either have a lot of stuff in the freezer, or my neighbors are going to be getting a lot of care packages over the next few weeks, because I'm hungry for soups and stews and things like that, and 2 people can't eat enough. So yeah, this was last week, moving up to the weekend. And yesterday I made the decision that I wanted to finish out the month of August in my personal, but for September, even though I had already started setting up September, and I'll talk a little bit about what I was doing here just to show you, but I made the decision yesterday that I want to go back into Pocket for the month of September. So that's what this little guy is out for, because I set him up again. And you may remember, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I was in Pocket from February until right around the end of April, beginning of May, I think. And that was when my youngest was getting ready to graduate, and life just went absolutely haywire. And I was all over the place with a planner, because, you know, we try to corral the chaos in our brains, right, with planners. And that's how I ended up kind of upsizing. But now I want to try going back down to the small size, because I want to be able to have it with me in my purse. I'm taking a class one night a week, so I'm leaving the house for several hours in the evening. My husband and I have a couple of activities we're involved in, and so this is much more portable to stick in my purse. But before I show you the pocket, let me show you what I had already started setting up with the Cocoa Daisy September kit, because I was going to try something as an experiment, and part of it was because I saw the latest video Christine did talking about the changes to the Cocoa Daisy inserts, which I'm extremely excited about. I'll link the video that she talks about the changes in the notes down at the bottom, so you can watch that if you haven't seen it and you're interested. But she's changing the way the Dory booklets are being done so that they're more bullet journal friendly. And I think I could take the A6 Dory or the pocket Dory and cut it apart and punch it and put it in my A6 or my pocket rings, and have the beautiful Cocoa Daisy artwork and decorations and still have my bullet journal style. So one of the things you get with Cocoa Daisy are these stripe pages, and they come in the personal rings. I think they come in all of them except for maybe the really big size pages or big size inserts. So I'm looking, one moment, please. Sorry about that. I was looking, I know it didn't feel like forever to you because I'm going to cut this video and edit it, but I was looking to try to find an old Cocoa Daisy insert to show you, and I can't find one. But the way the Dory books are, they didn't have these stripe pages in them. That's the change. She's adding these stripe pages to the Dory, and then she's going to have just grid pages for the rest of the book, and I think she said there's going to be 31 or 32 grid pages, which, hello, that's exactly what I need, the weekly page and the grid pages. So I'm really excited about that option and looking forward to it. And my plan when I first saw the video was that I was going to try this for the month of September. And the only difference between this and what I have been doing for my weekly pages is that it's flipped, right? The week is here in the blank page, and there's a very faint dot grid here. You may not be able to see, but there's a very faint dot grid. So it's basically the same thing, just flipped, and I was going to try that for the month of September, and in anticipation of the new Dory books coming out. And I may still do this. I may find that my pocket experiment is just too small, and to be quite honest, I've been so happy in the personal rings for the last month. I've been a little hesitant to make a change because it has been working so well, and so I may end up just scrapping the pocket experiment, but I had to scratch the itch yesterday, so we'll see how that goes. But this was my plan, was to try for the month of September to use this as my my weekly view, and then I hadn't decided what I was going to do for the daily view. I probably would use the Cocoa Daisy dailies and put those in the back, just because I have them and I might as well use them, right? I'll show you what those look like in case you're not familiar with them. So this is what the daily pages would look like. So she's over the years has refined her daily inserts, Christine, the owner, and now they're almost minimalist in their approach, if you can call it that, with all the artwork. But the actual page itself, in terms of the planning elements, are very minimalist, and that's so that you can make it what you want. So there's a place here for a header, a place here for a header, and then just grid. So you could almost use this like a bullet journal, and that's what I had thought for September that I would do, and just put my dates up here, and this would be a 2-page spread. But that's what got me thinking about the pocket, because I was like, gosh, that's a lot of space. I mean, if you look back at my dailies here, except for the days where I journaled a lot, I rarely fill a whole page. I usually am about at a half a page, unless I'm journaling. And even if I'm journaling, I don't usually fill a page. So that made me think, do I really need a 2-page spread every day? Probably not, but I can tell you, I am not a week only person. I can't just do the week view. My brain doesn't work that way, and I really like the practice of sitting down at night, looking back at my day. What did I do? What did I not get done? writing a little bit of journaling about what happened in the day. I'm not a journaler any other place, so this becomes my record of my life. So I like being able to write that. And so I couldn't just have a week at a glance because that's just not enough. But I don't know that I need all of this. Of course, there's no harm in having blank pages or parts of pages being blank. The only hesitation is this Cocoa Daisy paper is a little bit heavier weight, which is nice, but it just bulks up your rings. So that's what led me down the squirrel path of going into the pocket. So I just want to show you one other thing before I flip. Isn't this beautiful? This is one of the things that came in the kit. And being in a new empty nest, this is just really speaking to me. I just love this. As a matter of fact, if I'm not going to carry the personal rings, I will probably take this out and put it on my desk where I can look at it because I just love it so much. I would love to have like a 5x8 size that I could put in a frame of that. That's just so pretty. So let me show you what I've done in the pocket. I'll move this out of the way and bring in this little fella. This is a pocket Gilio, and I have got it stuffed full. You can see she's a chunky monkey. I also have the pocket Leuttchturm, which I may move into. The rings in this are bigger than the rings in this. I think I have 25 millimeter rings in here. And this I think are 20 or 22, and that 2 or 3 millimeters makes a big difference. So I'm going to try this because I really like how everything is tight and compact, and it will just slip right down in my purse. It also matches my purse, the leather trim on my purse, which makes me happy. So I'm gonna probably try this, but if for some reason the ring part starts to annoy me, I'll move into the Leuttchturm. And then if I just find that the size is just too restrictive, then I'll probably just go back into my personal. Why wouldn't I split the difference and go into an A6? You know what? That may be exactly what happens. I don't know. We'll see. But for right now, I'm going to try this. So here's my setup in my pocket. And like I said, she's a chunky monkey. I can't even, you know, this part won't lay flat if the leather part's going to lay flat because there's so much in here. But it's okay. I like it. This is some of the Cocoa Daisy note paper. And then I've got some of my dashboards are homemade. This one you can see the bubbles. It's obviously homemade. And then I move right into my shopping lists. So more Cocoa Daisy note paper I've cut. And one thing that I have done, because this is so full, is I have slit a lot of the pages so I don't have to open my rings, because if you work with full rings like this, you'll know that as soon as you pop the rings, it's like a jack in the box and everything comes bubbling out, and then you have to reassemble your planner every time. So to try to avoid that, I have slit a lot of the pages in here that I'm going to be writing on. The other thing is pocket size is it's somewhat challenging to me to write on. It's fine when you're writing up here, but when you get down here and your hand's kind of falling off the edge, it's annoying. So I found when I was using my pocket before that I was much happier when I had my pages slit and I could pull them out, write what I needed to write, and then pop them back in. So this is some of the Cocoa Daisy washi tape. These are extra, like where I printed out some monthly calendars, I had some extra paper that printed with it, and rather than throw it away, I just put washi over the printing at the top so that I could use it. So that's what this is, just for shopping lists and things like that. Oh, I missed one there. And then I've got some old things from other old Cocoa Daisy kits that I like. This is my running list of things that I want to get done around the house, and I have this in every one of my planners, and I just add things as I think about, you know, it's that one day someday kind of list. And this is just some paper from probably a moleskin, but I honestly don't even remember. These tabs are from, what does she call herself now? Sweet Freckled Designs, I think. I ordered these, and they're very thin, which is great when you have stuffed rings. These at the top here are actually from Cloth and Paper. They were A6 size, and I cut them down to fit pocket. So I couldn't find the top tabs that I wanted. in a pocket size or pocket plus. That, let me specify, I'm not using pocket, I'm using pocket plus. So it's 5 inches by a little more than 3.5, 3.6, I think. So pocket plus size. So I just made my own. I ordered from Cloth and Paper and trimmed them down. Cocoa Daisy from the August kit, paper and stickers. And then all of this is the same as my previous setup. I didn't take anything out. I just added 2 basically. So I already had my months printed. I just decorated for August, and then I set up for September. So here's my September page using some of the Cocoa Daisy printables, some of the things from the kit item, set that up. I think it turned out pretty good. And then I've got the rest of the year in here. This is the diyfish A6 size, printed at 86%. She does not have Pocket Plus, so I just have my A6 and I scaled it to 86% to use in here. If she had Pocket Plus, I would just do that because then the grid and all wouldn't get skewed, but she doesn't. So I'm just making do. So here's my August inserts. I have the whole month in here. I have written down just the weekly view while I was watching TV the other night. I probably won't go back and do the dailies because I have all that in my personal rings. And then this was from the Cocoa Daisy kit this for September. It's a nice heavyweight plastic page marker. I trimmed it to fit in here and I rounded the corners. The corners were square, and then I punched it to use like a page marker because I like, as you may know from watching my other planner videos, I like to have post-its on my daily marker. So I did that. I just thought it was really pretty. And then here's my September pages, and this is a free printable page for subscribers, and I used it for my monthly tasks, things that I want to get done. This is all from the printables. These are all from the kit, so everything is coordinated. And like I said, I really missed this, and the artwork this month is just so whimsical and pretty and very soothing. So I really liked it and I wanted to use it. And then same thing, same exact setup for September. Now you see, flipping and this all being tight like that, that annoys me. I may not make it in here, or I may have to go back to the Leuttchturm because the rings are bigger, because that little crankiness, flipping pages, that makes me cranky. So yeah, pocket, we'll see. I don't know. I haven't decided yet how this is going to work, if it's going to work, but I'm going to give it a try. I used it, like I said, for a couple of months this spring and was pretty happy. And then I just got annoyed. I think, looking back now, I think what I got annoyed about was because there was so much going on with my daughter's graduation and all of that, that I just felt like I didn't have enough room in here. Up until then, I was pretty content. So we'll see. I may be just fine now that all the chaos of graduation and the early summer part of our activities is over, or I may decide that I miss the big personal rings and go back into that. I've got the rest of the stickers tucked back here, so I have them for quick add to my pages as I want. And I actually found some older kit stickers that were colors that complemented. These were from, I think, 2018, and the colors complemented, so I stuck those back there too, to use as well. So that is pretty much it. That's my September plan right now, is to use the pocket, and I have good old Matilda in the wings if I decide that the pocket is not going to work for me. I wanted to ask you guys, these came in the kit this month. There's a purple one and this gold one that came in the Cocoa Daisy kit this month. These are click art. Have you guys used these before? I have to say, I'm rather enamored. I've been using this one for the last few days just to kind of highlight and make notes and things like that, and I like them. And I'm not normally a felt tip pen girl, but I like these, and I'm a big fan of the clicky kind of pens, because cap pens tend to drive me crazy because I lose the cap. So I'm going to use these for September, see how I like them, and then decide if I want to buy any more. But I really appreciate that Christine picked out ones that matched with the colors for the kit and included those. And to me, that's one of the added bonuses of subscribing to the Cocoa Daisy kit, is you get all the things coordinated. You don't have to try to coordinate. You just open the box and start enjoying the beauty without really having to think about it. So that's one of the things I missed, and that's one of the things I'm enjoying about being back with Cocoa Daisy stuff. So let me know if you use the click art pins. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions about them, if you've used them and if you like them. Let me know what you think about pocket size too, if you're a pocket lover. I know you guys probably are getting whiplash from me bouncing around in all the sizes, and I honestly am too. I really want to figure this out before the end of the year. And then I want to have the discipline next year to find my happy spot and stay in my happy spot. I have already decided rings are the place. And what I have to decide from here is, am I just going to be okay with bouncing between pocket, A6, and personal? Or am I going to try to fit into one size and stay in one size? And to be quite honest, I don't know that I could do that. I think that temperamentally, I'll just probably get bored and want to move. But I'm also really yearning for everything in one size at the end of the year, and one set of rings all coordinated and consolidated that I can flip back through and look at. So that's my dream. We'll see if I make it. I don't know. That's all for me. Let me know in the comments about the click art pins and whether or not you're a fan of pocket size. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you again for stopping by, and thanks for the comments and interactions on my channel. Hope you have a great day. Bye, everybody.